In the world of rock music, there are stories that entertain, stories that inspire, and stories that linger in your soul long after the last note fades. The story of the Foo Fighters is all of those things, and more. It is a story of brotherhood, tragedy, healing, and perhaps now, legacy reborn. When Nirvana's explosive run came to a tragic end in the mid-1990s, few could have predicted what would follow. Dave Grohl, the drummer who had pounded the skins behind Kurt Cobain, stepped into the spotlight with something new: a vision, a sound, a band called the Foo Fighters. What began as a personal project quickly transformed into one of the most important and enduring rock bands of a generation. Over the years, Grohl built not just a band, but a family. And at the heart of that family was Taylor Hawkins. Taylor wasn't just a drummer. He was a wildfire of energy and joy. His chemistry with Grohl was electric, on stage and off. The two shared more than a musical bond. They shared a friendship that made fans feel like they were watching two brothers live their dream in real time. Together, they led Foo Fighters into arenas, onto world stages, and into the hearts of millions. Album after album, tour after tour. Their rhythm was unstoppable. Until March 25, 2022. That night, in Bogota, Colombia, the unthinkable happened. Taylor Hawkins was found dead in his hotel room while on tour. He was just 50 years old. The news sent shockwaves through the world. Fans mourned. Fellow musicians wept. The Foo Fighters canceled their remaining tour dates, retreating into silence. For the first time in decades, the future of the band was unclear. But out of that silence came something no one expected, something that felt both heartbreaking and hopeful. Later that year, the Foo Fighters organized two massive tribute concerts in honor of Hawkins, one in London and one in Los Angeles. These weren't just concerts. They were spiritual events, a celebration of a life lived loudly and a soul that had touched so many. Rock royalty joined in: Paul McCartney, Brian May, Travis Barker, and more. But amidst the legends, one performer stood out, not for fame, but for what he represented. 16-year-old Shane Hawkins, Taylor's son, walked out onto the stage at Wembley Stadium. With his father's spirit practically vibrating through the air, Shane sat behind the drums for "My Hero." And what happened next brought the entire world to a pause. He played with fire. He played with heart, he played with pain, pride, and something only a son could understand. Tears flowed as fans and musicians watched this teenager become something more than a tribute. He became a bridge between what was and what could be. That single performance went viral, sparking millions of views and reactions. Musicians from across the globe praised the power of that moment. Fans began whispering, was this the beginning of something new? For a while, the band remained quiet. Understandably so. Grief doesn't follow a schedule, and neither does healing. But in 2023, Foo Fighters emerged with a new chapter. They released But Here We Are, an album that felt like an open wound stitched together by rhythm and melody. Every track pulsed with emotion. It was their 11th studio album, and arguably their most vulnerable. It was a message to fans. We are still here. We are hurting, but we are not done. To fill the immense space left by Taylor, the band turned to Josh Freese, a world-renowned session drummer with decades of experience. Josh brought technical mastery and deep respect. He helped the band take their next steps on tour, helping them find their footing again. But in early 2025, something shifted. Josh Freese quietly stepped back from live performances. No official statement was made, No clear replacement named, but one name started echoing across social media, forums, and fan circles. Shane Hawkins. The timing felt poetic. By now, Shane had matured. He had kept performing with Chevy Metal, his father's side band, and had continued honing his craft. Every now and then, a clip of him would surface, his technique sharper, his confidence stronger. And then came the subtle reposts. Shane sharing moments from the tribute concert, adding fuel to the ever-growing speculation. Still, neither he nor the Foo Fighters addressed the rumors directly. But the silence only made fans more curious. Was Shane being prepared for something greater? Was the band slowly, carefully opening the door to a new era? And then came the announcement. Foo Fighters would headline the Singapore Grand Prix in October 2025. It's one of the biggest stages on the planet, and as of now, no drummer has been officially confirmed. For fans, the question has reached a boiling point. Will Shane take the stage with the band? Will the son of Taylor Hawkins officially step into the role once held by his father? It's a question heavy with emotion, because this isn't just a band decision, it's a deeply personal human one. For Dave Grohl and the rest of the band, bringing Shane on would be more than hiring a drummer. It would be welcoming a piece of Taylor back into their lives. It would mean navigating a path between memory and progress, between legacy and evolution. For Shane, the weight is even greater. He wouldn't just be playing drums for one of the greatest rock bands in the world. He'd be standing in the same spot where his father poured his heart out for decades. The pressure, the expectation, the love, the pain, it would all be there. But if anyone is ready, it might just be him. Whether Shane becomes an official member of the Foo Fighters or chooses to carve his own unique path, one thing is already certain. He has touched the hearts of millions. He has proven that legacy is not just a name. It's a heartbeat that continues, a fire that refuses to fade. The Foo Fighters' story is still being written. The next chapter is close. And whether that chapter begins in Singapore or somewhere down the line, fans around the world are watching, waiting, and hoping. Because in a world that sometimes loses its rhythm, the beat must go on. And maybe, just maybe, it's Shane Hawkins who will keep it alive.